All right, so right now we've got my man Ryan here, a current member of the GrindTribe Elite. Ryan, how you doing today, bro?
Doing great, man. Happy to be a part of the tribe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for somebody that's watching this right now, depending on the position that they're in, I want you to explain the position that you were in and why did you decide to join into the GrindTribe Elite?
So prior to the Grind Tribe Elite, I was actually part of the 5 week program intensive that leads up to the Elite. And the reason why I had joined that initially was because I found myself at a very um, peculiar time in my personal and professional development. Me, I'm a consultant, a business consultant. I'm a certified personal trainer. I have clients here. I also work at a university, and I'm a student. And so I found myself very spread thin, and I lacked the accountability in my personal life, as well as the community I was looking forward to kind of grow with. And so that's what immediately drew my attention to the Grind Tribe Intensive, and going through that 5 week program. There's a couple of key things that I gained from it, and that being one, starting to create accountability measures in my personal life, and having other individuals hold me accountable, directly and indirectly, right? And so just being in a virtual, if you will, environment in which I had other entrepreneurs with similar backgrounds to myself who looked like me, striving for more, just naturally pushed me to want to hold myself accountable to some of the goals that I was setting for myself. So accountability, that's the first part. Second part is that community aspect. Now, to be completely transparent, because of me being spread thin, I didn't necessarily have the time to engage in the way I wanted to with that community, but it was still there. And so, on a daily basis, just reading the conversations that were occurring between, primarily Black male entrepreneurs was extremely inspiring for me, just to know there were other individuals going through very same issues, if you will, but at very different points in life. You had some who just had kids who were running a business. You had some who were, my age. You had some who were older, some who were working nationally. And also there's this good balance of strengths and weaknesses as well. You had my weakness, for example, is definitely in marketing, but I have a strength in terms of operations and strategy. And so just being able to see someone who is focusing on e-commerce, for example, it was just a great balance of accountability, community, and strengths and weaknesses from a community standpoint.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So tell them what your routine looked like from physical and mental aspect before the program, as well as what it looked like, after going through our 5 step system.
Yeah. So the 5 week program, the reason why I thought it was especially impactful, both physically and mentally, and honestly a little bit spiritually, is because it created a roadmap for me. And I think that as I go through my daily grind of just doing a million things, it's really hard to center myself, and center myself long enough to create a plan for the next week and the following week. And so
Right.
I like that each week had a central theme, and outside of just the physical regimen being provided, there was that weekly group conversation in which you as an instructor pretty much provided a systemized way of thinking about different holistic strategies for life. Whether that was the alignment, whether that was focusing, and it was also progressional, right? So focusing first on the physical aspect, then talking about some of the mental aspect, then going to the spirituality aspect, and then going from the 5 week intensive into uh, the what do you I forgot what the actual name
The
of
90 day, the 90-day elite. Yeah, the 90-day
yeah, the
elite.
90 day elite program. This new incorporation now of meditation is drastically changing my daily routine. Because to be honest, I was looking at the physical regimen for the 90 day elite program, and I'm like, yo, why are there so many rest days? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I realized that it wasn't necessarily rest days. Like, it was rest from physical intense activity, but meditation presented a new form of physical spiritual development, right? And so the days where it's like just meditation, so far for me, going into week 2 of the program, first week I wasn't really taking it too serious the first couple of days, and then I saw how that was impacting me. then I started taking the meditation more seriously. And just in week 2 alone, I'm finding that the days that I actively rest and engage in meditation actually improves my output on my physical workout days, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely creating some alignment for myself from a physical, emotional, and spiritual aspect. So
Dope, dope. So lastly, bro, last question I want you to answer is, who is this program for, and what should they consider when thinking about joining? What should they consider when they're thinking about whether they have the money or whether they have the time or whether they want to commit to something that's going to make this change for them?
okay, so I think off the bat, the 90-day intensive program is for any, honestly, I know it's for everyone, but truly for me, it is for the Black male entrepreneur who is looking to develop themselves holistically, right? And who is looking to have access to a community of like-minded individuals who are equally ambitious, and who have so much more value to give them. It's for anyone who's looking to create a roadmap from a physical aspect, mental aspect, emotional, and spiritual, because it is very regimented. And it's honestly for anyone who's looking for a source of accountability, to actually executing on their physical, spiritual goals. And honestly, when it comes to, being worried about the affordability of it, I think that the value I'm receiving from the output that I'm giving resource wise is definitely tremendous. I've done many of the programs just from research, and I think far and few provides a truly authentic feel, because you as the instructor is actively engaged on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis to make sure that everyone's holding themselves accountable, engaging, and I love the fact that we're utilizing this whole culture of technology to create an authentic experience through the physical app as well as the community app. So
Absolutely, bro. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you sharing your testimony and your story, bro. And for anybody that's watching, here are just some reasons why you should consider the elite, why this program may or may not be for you. So look forward to potentially connecting with anybody that's watching here. And my brother, thank you. I appreciate it.